Good morning, y'all. Welcome to beautiful Charleston County, South Carolina, where we're having a record December where nearly every day is over 70 degrees Fahrenheit. And this is going to be a video on the Beyerdynamic Custom Street. I've had two Custom 1 Pros before, but this is different. This is an on-ear called Custom Street, $150 US. I wasn't even aware of this until the last couple of weeks. But apparently it was announced a year ago, and maybe somebody knows about it. I don't know, but I don't think it's really existed until recently. But anyway, here's the box. You can see that. Beyerdynamic Custom Street. Here's what the front says, Custom Street. Some stuff on the side. Your sound, your style, blah blah blah, specifications. The really neat thing about this headphone, I'm going to open this box here. We have a very busy freeway overhead, so there's going to be some noise. And then of course we have the harbor noise and so on. So, box out of the way. Inside this nice box we have this carry case. And this carry case, of course, has a nice Beyerdynamic logo on it. It's clamshell type case. It's zippered, so you put your headphone in there. And let's actually try that. You'll push the little stems back together here. Pull the cable out of the pocket. And these little guys will fold up somehow, like so. And then fit in the case, and then detach the cable, wrap that up, tuck that in there however you do it, close the thing down like so, zip it up, and you're ready to go. It might look big on the camera, but this case is actually, well, you know, about the size of my hand, fairly small. So anyway, there's the case. Really nice case. Beyerdynamic really does great cases when they do them. And here's the package of these inserts that you can take the screws off the side plates, put them on your headphone, so on and so forth. Here's my receipt where I actually bought the thing from One Call Huppins and so on. And there's documents online you can get about these things. So anyway, let's take a quick look. The headphone cable detaches just by pulling it out, pushing it back in. It's a mini plug, but it has a little slot on the side that fits into a little groove in that jack here. There's two of these jacks, one on each side, left or right. You can do either one. I haven't tried using both at the same time, but they do work, at least individually. So let's see, we'll plug this back on the left side, get that slot lined up. And by the way, I went and bought myself a $20 cable from, let's see, who's the guys that make that cable? Belkin. And it had a narrow sleeve, narrow enough for that jack on that headphone that it works. So the plug here, this little plug is 3.5 millimeters, the plug itself, and then that sleeve ahead of the plug, if it's no more than about 6.1 to 6.2 millimeters wide, it will fit into that ear cup. So you can use a generic cable that way. The range of adjustment here is 32 millimeters. My head fits exactly in between, about halfway. So that's an excellent range of adjustment. It should fit almost every head. You'll see down here the base ports on here. There's one on each side, and I used the middle one. I used only the middle one because it would take way too long to review all three because they all sound very different from each other. So I only did the middle one, and with the middle one you have a very strong bass, very strong. So you get a little more neutral with zero position, and then with the last position you get a real boomy bass. Nice ear pads, soft, not as good as the T51P ear pads, but still pretty good. Good for non-ear, and then the headband padding is good. This is actually very comfortable. They're even comfortable for home use, and And the sound, let's go to the sound. The sound sounds fairly hi-fi right out of the box, and it's unusual for an on-ear because most on-ears they'll have a boomy bass or whatever, muddy bass, and they'll have roll-off highs. This one does not. It's just pretty much a hi-fi signature. One exception would be there's a strong recess at 4 kilohertz and strong peak at 5. It may vary a little bit with different users according to the frequency, but the amount is going to be noticeable because it's a sudden drop off and sudden peak, so you'll hear them. What that would do in actual portable listening outdoors, probably not much. It would probably sound pretty good to most people, but it's a more hi-fi type of sound. It's not the street type of sound that a lot of other people are putting out. So very nice little headphone. All this stuff is basically replaceable, I think. Although it's a real Beyerdynamic made in Germany, it has real Beyerdynamic parts, and it has a strong resemblance to the Custom One Pro, except smaller on ear instead of a round ear. And anyway, there's a white one and a black one. I got the black one, and there's enough rotation here. In fact, they rotate flat, so this is an ideal portable one that you can put it around your neck and wear it around your neck all day and it won't get in your way. So you don't necessarily have to carry the carry case. Just use that when you're wanting to pack it. There's reasonable depth in these ear pads. You won't touch anything because they're on ear. Like I said, I think I showed where it folds up here for the carry case. And it's not a full flat carry case. You can actually go out and get carry cases that are very thin and flat, and park it that way so that it sits in the carry case, all flattened out without being folded up. So we have one button cable here, which will do start, stop, forward, and reverse, but it's not going to do volume up and down for iPhones, but you can buy those. I think it's a separate cable from Beyerdynamic. It's a fairly short cable, but it looks like it's about 1.2 meters, I think they call it, which is around 4 feet. So, $150, I think it's a pretty good buy, actually. So, I'm going to give it a pretty good recommendation, and say if you're going to use it at home or you want to listen to some refined music, just be aware of the peak dip, and check it out, and see if it bothers you or not. But of course, I've equalized that out for my purposes, and it just plays beautifully. So anyway, there we are, Beyerdynamic Custom Street, and we are looking out over the. No, this is not Charleston Harbor. Charleston Harbor is that way, and you can see the Yorktown carrier over there, and you can see all this new development going on over there, and the city of Charleston, and the loading docks over that way. So much more. Thank you very much.